You know Pokemon Go isn't Pokemon's only mobile game, right? In fact, they have a couple you probably don't even know about, just like this game, Magikarp Jump. Magikarp Jump was released all the way back in 2017, and as you can guess, this game is about Magikarp, well, jumping. I'm being so serious right now. If I had to guess, the idea came from those Pokédex entries that talk about Magikarp jumping. Like in the Black and White games, its Pokédex entry reads, "A Magikarp, living for many years, can leap a mountain using Splash. The move remains useless though." First, why they gotta diss my boy Magikarp like that? And secondly, how could this game be any good if it's just about a Magikarp jumping? Well, dear trainer, this game is surprisingly entertaining. First things first, we gotta get our Magikarp. With our trusty old rod, we can catch our first one. This is Jeffrey, by the way, and he's gonna be a pro jumper someday. Now, Jeffrey is gonna need to get some crazy gains if he's gonna be the best jumper out there. So I gotta feed him. I can feed him orange berries and citrus berries, and that levels up his JP, also known as jumping power. Well, we can't feed Jeffrey forever. We gotta train him. Then it was time for our first battle. We lined up our Magikarps and told them to jump up high. And obviously, Jeffrey won. So after that amazing victory, I just knew that we could win more. So we got right back to training. And to say that Jeffrey was excited would be an understatement. After all of our training and eating, it was about time to take on the rest of the battles in this tournament. And after destroying every other Magikarp, we won the entire thing. But then we got some sad news. Turns out Jeffrey's competitive jumping days were over, and he had to retire. I'll miss you, little buddy. But that's the perfect reason to move on to our next game. So here's the thing. I think a few of you guys are gonna know this game, but I'm even more sure that you'll have no idea what it's about. This is Pokemon Cafe Remix. If you guys ever watched a Pokemon Present in recent years, you probably know what this game is. But do you even know what it's about? To sum it up pretty quickly, here's a basic rundown. You start off by meeting Leah, your first employee, at your brand new coffee shop, which you own. It's kind of weird that you own the place and are just now meeting her, but alright, I guess I'll roll with it. So after picking my name, Leah teaches me how to make our first order. This is going to be where we learn the basic mechanics of the game. Apparently, you have to link up a bunch of these Eevees to help them pitch in with the order. My first task is to link together 10 of these Eevee, faces, I guess? Anyways, after doing that, I made my first Eevee latte. And I don't like coffee, but this thing is adorable. After that, we found out that Rowlet and Piplup are able to pull up to our shop. Rowlet shows up and decides to order. So now I gotta make this dude an Eevee latte. However, we got a little bit more of a challenge, cause now there are sugar cubes I have to break, cause Rowlet likes its coffee sweet. So I make his order and serve him up a delicious coffee. Turns out he liked his order so much that he's willing to give us free labor. Now that's what I'm talking about. By now, we start to pick up on a bit of a gameplay loop. Pokemon wants an order, we make the order, they like it, then they join our staff. Now, later on, we're able to start upgrading the shop, and we're even able to get costumes for our little guys. Like, look at this Jigglypuff. This thing is amazing. But let's talk about these costumes, because they're probably the only reason you know about this game. Like I said earlier, these costumes are brought up a lot in Pokemon Presents. In fact, it seems to be the only thing brought up in these events, which is a shame because this game is actually not that bad. I love the art style and the gameplay actually isn't bad for any time you just want to chill and play a mobile game. However, there is one thing I don't like about this game. I think it might have been the reason why another game was left to be forgotten. This is Pokemon Shuffle. Have you ever heard of it? Probably not. But what I think is even worse is that this game's younger brother is on the home screen? Yeah, I think you might be able to tell why I think Cafe Remix kinda replaced this game. Oh, but trust me, it gets worse. To start off, we meet Amelia. Apparently she's here to track our progress. I mean, she might be stalking us a little bit, but it's probably fine. But at least she's nice enough to teach us how to play. Wait a second, something feels familiar. This game is different, don't worry. This is a match 3 game. So you move Pokemon across the board to make a line of 3 or more. If you do, you're able to attack the Pokemon you're battling. In our case, we're trying to take down this Esper. Once you beat the Pokemon, you go into this little catching section, and any extra moves you have can help your chances in catching it. Oh wait, is that a ranking I see? I gotta get S rank every single time now. And believe it or not, that's the game. No, seriously. Okay, there's a bit more that we can talk about. See, you're not just catching these Pokemon for nothing. You can use them to battle other Pokemon in the future. That's pretty cool, I guess. But you know what's even cooler? Mega Evolution, baby! That's right, believe it or not, there's Mega Pokemon in Pokemon Shuffle. Now, you may be thinking, I mean, yeah, Endu, I love Mega Evolution, but how in the world can a Match 3 game use Mega Evolution? Well, I'll show you. Pretty cool, huh? Nah, who am I kidding? This is kinda lame, but this game does still have a special place in my heart, even if it is kinda simple. But to be fair, that might be what's good about it. Sometimes you just need a game like Shuffle to reflect on how simple mobile games were back then. All the way back in 2015. Yeah, maybe we don't need to talk about this game anymore. Instead, we could talk about Pokemon Masters EX. Now, if I had to pick a mobile game that's most similar to the mainline games, it would probably be this one. I mean, look, you can pick moves, use items, and most importantly, you can actually have Pokemon battles. After being thrown into this battle, and low-key barely winning it, we get to meet me. Yeah, guys, look, it's me! So, after picking my name, it was time to head to the Pokemon Center, where Trista gave me a brand new Poryphone. I mean, I'm more of an Apple guy myself, but it'll do. Now with my Poryphone, I'm able to add Brock and Misty to my contacts. After that, this professor named Bellis, who just met me, decided to give me an egg of my choice? I mean, obviously I grabbed the best choice, and you can find me on that in the comments. Now, it's time for the story. Dude, it's a mobile game. I ain't reading all that. Once the yapping was over, we were thrown into our first battle. And obviously, you guys know your boy Endu is the GOAT. So this battle was won with no issue. And of course, we had a bit more yapping, but then we got to fight Rosa. But honestly, this kind of seemed unfair. It was a 3v1, but I don't make the rules, so we destroyed her. But I guess she thought that we were chill or something, because she decided that right after another yap session to join our team. Oh, and that egg from earlier, it finally hatched. Meet our new Charmander, Sigma. Dude, I'm cooked. Now, with Sigma on our side, there's nothing that could stop... Wait. Is that a gacha? After going through an entire barrage of pop-ups, I can finally get my You Open the Game gems and start the gacha. Now, of course, I really want to get this Ethan Sync pair, so I'm hoping we get lucky. We didn't get them. But we at least did get a couple other cool characters like the Masked Royal, Lycia, and you can't forget about Signa Suit Erica. But after not getting Ethan, I kind of just stopped playing. Now, do I think this game is bad? No way. I mean, it has a gacha, but other than the gacha, it's just really not my cup of tea. But you know what is my cup of tea? Magikarp Jump, baby, let's go! How many of these Pokemon mobile games did you know? Let me know in the comments down below. Oh, and while you're at it, you can check out this video where I talk about shinies that deserved, well, better shinies. With that being said, God loves you, and I'll see you later, trainers.